sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances. Not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap, all in one, all for you. Tap in, zap in.
On Monday, the 8th of December, 2025. We should have been allowing him to leave the studio at this point, but the conversation is such that, maybe we'll take a few more minutes with Alhaji Bayo and just bring this conversation to an end. While you were sitting out there waiting to be invited in, we ran a report on the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education banning musicians with vulgar lyrics from performing in schools. How would a GAP government balance cultural freedom with moral standards?
Well, I think it's very, very, very prudent that government looked at it very keenly. I think for me it is not a bad decision. Although now the music has been shifted from what we know before and now, because now music, in fact, if you want your music to be trending, the languages that you just mentioned, those are the languages that are used.
Oh, really?
If you if you use the Bob Marley type of music,
changed, eh?
If you use the Bob Marley type of music, nobody listens to your music.
Really?
Yeah, because you have few people that listen to the words that the musician says in a music. And now, what is more important? It is the rhythm, it is the fashion in which the musician introduces music, not the language. The language is not even important nowadays. People don't listen. People will tell you that this musician cannot even sing, but because of the manner in which it puts so it has all evolved to something new. I think what is important, culture is something that we still need to preserve, and that's why we are going to strengthen the Department of Arts and Culture. I think they also have a role to play in ensuring that even in the materials that we use in schools, some of these materials are even foreign materials, because I could remember some of us, the books that we read are books, even in literature, are books that are not written by Gambians alone. Right. So
I went through my education without reading any book written by a Gambian.
By Gambian, yes. and maybe you are lucky that
is that luck?
No. You know what I mean. You are lucky
or misfortune.
No, okay, misfortune. You are misfortune then, because you could not have a background of what your culture could read out to you. And to me, I think it's critical, even in the materials that we read. The ministry itself is supposed to actually endeavor to ensure we have readable content that actually participates in our own culture, because it's paying dividend. Because that is what is bringing this trend over, whereas musicians they overlook our culture. I can say even the famous musician, the Mandinka musician we have here in the Gambia, Jaliba Kuyate.
Oh, okay.
He's also shifting.
Well, ST is also famous, and he's Mandinka.
Yes, Mandinka.
Okay.
Jaliba Kuyate is also shifting now. Now, when he's having collaboration with this young artist, he doesn't even sing like Jaliba anymore.
He sings like who?
Like this voice.
I hope Jaliba is watching and listening to this.
So he he's not actually coaching them per se.
But he's trying to be relevant, in 2025.
He wants to stay relevant so that at least he can have more supporters, he can have more followers. Because if he doesn't align with the way these STs are singing, then it means if he will feature in the music, he will not be relevant in that music. His own part of the music, nobody will listen to it. They will say, this is boring. So maybe, probably, even ST will tell him, but please, Jaliba, if you are coming, this is how you are going to do it. There are conditions now. So actually, it is very important, Peter. The issue of culture, especially for Africa.
The balance between cultural freedoms and moral standards.
Yes, the balance between cultural freedom and moral standards should be, in fact, should be 70-30 to our own perspective. We still want the culture to exceed. Culture to exceed between those moral standards you are talking about. And if that happens, the cultural freedom will enhance its stay in the Gambia. Because the moment we do not pave way for the culture to stay, it will be eroded. And when it's eroded, our children coming tomorrow, they will have no idea what Gambia was. And this is what government should try, especially the department that is responsible for this aspect of culture, to visualize it so that people actually know. In fact, why don't even come with programs? Even our writers, why don't write in Mandinka? Even our National Assembly. Why won't we speak in Mandinka in the National Assembly? Why won't you speak Wolof in the National Assembly? These are all culture. Language itself is a culture. So if all these things are going, we are prioritizing something that are foreign, we invite in some things that are not Gambians, it is possible that our culture will be eroded. And this is what I put to the government, and especially the department that is responsible, to ensure that some of these things are treated fairly, so that at least we will not forgo the culture that we used to have.
The president just completed his 2025 Meet the People tour. I mean, do you know my question already?
Oh no, go ahead. Because I was at Kefatu just last week on the Bantaba show, and some of these issues we discussed. But anyway, just come up with your question. I don't want to.
Yeah. Yes. So how what's your position on the tour this year, and how would a GAP administration
do something different?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we all know it's also constitutional, because this is where we back. Always constitutionality of these things, and the mandate is derived from there, that every year it should try and meet the people, even once or twice. And the financial burden, this is my problem here. And then the shift of the mandate is another problem. Because what we believe, it's not just to organize political rallies for NPP, because that's what I look at it, although he's the head of state, but also he's from a political party, which is NPP, but also to deviate. If the Constitution although the Constitution just made mention of the entire exercise, but it does not give us guidelines on how the exercise should be done. Okay? That's where those are some flaws in the constitutions. I think these are issues that when GAP comes in, we need to tackle. There are more serious reform in that clause of the Constitution. Not only to give you the powers, but also the Constitution should state clearly on how you go about these powers. If you are going for a tour, how are you going to conduct the tour? Because to me, all I see is a political rally. That's what I'm seeing. And the government also, what the president does most of the time, the utterances are also not cordial. We're talking about issues of hate speech. We're talking about lambasting political opponents. This should not be the agenda. The agenda, it is to look at the critical issues, the burning issues in this country. People who do not have the opportunity to see the president, to say some of these things to him. This is the opportunity that has been provided for them. To stand in those platforms, tell the president this is what and this is our problem. But not for you to come and say, if you don't say this, you talk about this, why didn't you realize that I have done this? Didn't you realize I have built hospitals? Why didn't you talk about the hospitals I've built? You are talking about other things. Should the president say some of those things? No. That is not the mandate, that is not the intent of the entire exercise. It is for you to listen. And then the last but not the least, the issue of report writing. Have you ever seen a tour since President Jammeh? I know, because that of Jawara I might not talk much. But from President Jammeh to now, have you ever seen a tour that At the end of the day, the government has a position on report writing to say, we've written this report. In fact, if you ask them after 1, 2, 3 months after the tour, no one will tell you what had happened. They will not tell you what had happened.
You'd like to see a report.
A report. That report that will be publicized. Gambians should have a take on that report. Not only the expenditures that they had, but also what that was dispersed. Because some of these things, we watch them on radio, some of them, we watch them on TV. We don't have the detail of how these things are conducted. We've not seen a report. So this is a strategy that GAP is going to counter. That every year, when we go for the Meet the People tour, we will provide a report to Gambians for them to say, yes, these and these are the activities, this and this that what Gambians are saying, and these are the burning issues. Now we come to how these issues are addressed. How can we implement this issue? It is not for the president to tell people to say, West Coast chairman should be, I don't know how to call, impeach or whatever. If you don't do it, we will not have development. I think we've passed that era. President Jammeh used to say that. If you don't vote for me, you don't have electricity. If you don't vote for me, you don't have this.
The people of Kiang know that all too well.
Exactly. So this is not something that's supposed to be, because when the 2016 coalition came, they said they have a different agenda. So why employing on the same agenda that has been ongoing? It's like you do not have a solution. You are not different from the other. So what we are expecting for President Barrow to do, it is not to make those utterances. Lambasting political opponent is not to be the platform. It is for you to talk to Gambians and don't tell them what to say. We all know the development that you've ushered in. We all know the Barrow of bridges and roads. We know.
Oh, you call them Barrow bridges and roads?
Yes, that's what I call him.
Okay.
The Barrow roads and bridges, I don't know. So that's what we know.
So it should not be Bertil Harding Highway or OIC Highway.
OIC Highway.
It should be Barrow Highway.
It should be, no, it should not be only Barrow Highway. I know. But anyway, but we know that is what he has been doing more than any other sector, building roads and bridges. Okay? So you should not tell Gambians, we know it already that you've built road in Kiang. From Kiang, I don't know where the MRC is. We know.
And brought electricity to Kiang too.
But, okay, so we know that all. So you don't tell people to say that. The people are still saying the problems they have. So like you are telling the people that they are not grateful. To my own analysis.
But if they are ungrateful, why not tell them they are ungrateful?
Why would you tell them they are ungrateful? It is, when President Barrow was not president, was we able to build a road? Was he able to build a road? Even 1 kilometer road he cannot build. The reason why he's saying I've done this because of the state of the presidency. And we all know this project the way they come. And we all know the amount of money has been expended on this project. Some of these projects, what they get and what we realize at the end of the day is completely different. It's opposite each other. By now, we should not be talking about building roads because the funds that came from the OIC by now could have exhausted the entire process of building roads. And now the Sukuta Jaban traffic light that was planned according to the original plan of the road, they avoided it because of saving cost. Now at the end of the day, they realize that the road doesn't have importance anymore. Because if you want people to stop people from using Tabokoto, going to Brikama, you say let's have this other road that at least can join at the airport junction so you go to Brikama faster. At the end of the day, you stuck at the Tukusa Jaban traffic light for more than an hour. You have defeated the purpose. So they realize that the road doesn't have use anymore. They are now trying to construct another overhead there. Peter, it's a joke. Why not they build the overhead there when they were building the other overhead of traffic light and that of Turntable? And the one that of Olindum?
Funding, as you suggested, maybe.
No, funding is not the problem. The money were there. Funding is not the problem. The money were there. The problem is they prioritize, they seek to prioritize certain things that are of no benefit to Gambians. Yes, that are of no benefit to Gambians. Meet the people to how much money was expended there. For political rally.
Speaking of money, very quickly, if you can be very brief now, because I really want us to be out by 11.
Okay, so
what's your position on the 2026 budget?
Well, my own position, Gambia Action Party position.
Yes, you speak for GAP.
Yes, I'm speaking for GAP. Budget allocations, I think, to me, people are not honest enough. Because time in, time out, we've seen budgets coming. 2026, 2025, 2024, all these budgets have been coming in. But the problem here is not the allocation of these budgetaries to different institutions. That's the problem. You understand? I think it's the mandate, it's the taxpayers' money, but the way these budgets have been utilized. Like, for example, I can even question, why would the Ministry of Gender has budget?
You would question why?
Yes, why would the Ministry of Gender has budget?
Why should it not have a budget then?
Because I have not seen the role that they are playing in nation building. I have not seen what the Ministry of Gender specifically do today to say, okay, this amazes me.
You're suggesting we could do without a Ministry of Gender?
Of course, why not?
Ah.
We are talking about women underrepresentation.
Yeah, but it's not only gender. It's gender, social welfare, and is it children?
Yeah, children.
Children, gender, and social welfare.
But Peter, you and I in this country, we know the welfare of children is not under the ministry. The welfare of children is under our own families. What would the ministry even do if you have issues? If I already have issues with family, go to these social issues, they have no solutions for you. They have no solutions for you. So to me, the budget is not only to allocate money, but how do you spend it judiciously? Because for all I know, it is for per diem, meetings, and whatever things they feel it's important.
So we've not been doing spending judiciously?
Of course. Minister of Tourism.
What about it?
Why would they even have a budget?
Why shouldn't they have a budget?
We know the tourism sector the way it is. How can we even leverage the entire issues of tourism in this country? And I used to say this. I said, tourists that come to the Gambians, they are poor tourists.
Oh.
Yes, you will not know this until you visit other tourist destinations. Then you see rich people. A tourist that can barely pay $50 per room, a tourist that can only pay $100 per room, they're the ones that come to Gambia. You have 2,000 pounds, you come and spend 1,500 and pay your fares and go back for a week.
So which kind of tourists would the Gambia Action Party, entice into coming to the Gambia?
It's because you have to build the industry itself to ensure that it attracts people that have billions, billionaires in fact.
Billionaires.
When they come to the resort that we have in Gambia, they will say, wow, this is a paradise.
What would you sell them that we are not selling them now?
Well,
apart from our beaches and our hotels and God knows what else.
What have we even spent on the beaches? We've spent nothing. People are creating artificial beaches. Countries are creating artificial beaches. And now we have beaches that are not even artificial but natural, but yet still they are not languishing. We don't have anything that will attract billionaires, tourists in this country. We don't have the artifact. We don't have it. So this is what government of the Gambia Action Party is going to do. So that we build an exceptional tourist sector. That if anywhere in the world you say, I have to visit Gambia, this country is making name. You understand what I mean,
yeah.
Peter? So this is it. So the budget, let me just conclude by saying,
yes,
the budget, it is not just to allocate numbers, but there should be a process on how those numbers are being utilized, and let us see the dividend that is paying to national development. Because all I see, this is taxpayers' money. There are certain group of people. In fact, one of my friends defined politicians like that. It's a group of people that came together to seize advantage on other people. I was laughing. I said, but if you look at it, it's the truth. Because all this budget that you are seeing coming into institutions, how are they spent? Some of us, we don't even know. The reports that are geared towards that, those reports have been given to states, and we will not even know. Year in, year out, budgets have been allocated. What have we seen? What is the difference? No difference. The ministry that we used to see before, they are still here. You understand? Some of them, if you go to their offices, you don't even see anything that you feel it's worth it for a ministry.
Are you content with the number of ministries? We have over 20 ministries.
In fact, that is where my issue is. We should not be even having problems with this lot of institutions, lot of ministries. It's too much. We can bring it down. In fact, Bayo has even went ahead to create another.
To what number?
10 per se, or 10 to 12, I think is okay. Because there are ministries, I think they have similar functions. You can integrate them.
You can merge them.
Yeah. You can integrate them. Like even the Minister of Education. Just have one Minister of Education. Yeah.
We still don't have a Minister of
why have
trade, industry, regional integration, and whatever. You might be invited at the end of this program to become the next trade minister.
Well, I am not interested.
If you are invited to become a minister, would you accept?
Know why I'm saying this? I am an opposition. I don't believe in the agenda of the government. That's why I'm here. Because I have a different view of what things can be done or could be done. But again, when it comes to service to the Gambian people, is something that we all should pay interest to, despite of you being opposition or not. Okay? On one condition, that I will be a minister that will not be dictated by President Barrow. I will be a minister that will do things that is right for the Gambian people under that ministry. But anything outside, I cannot. Well, and if you feel you are not okay with it, don't even invite me.
His ministers all say he doesn't interfere with their ministries, with their work. That's what all his ministers say.
Yeah, that's what they will say.
Okay. They have to say that you are suggesting.
Yeah, that's how they say. Okay. That's what they will say.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
Definitely my final question. What message would you like to leave the Gambians, especially the younger generation, with about GAP's vision for the future?
I am an example. The reason why I came into politics because I've seen the gap that the youth issues cannot be addressed without us taking our destiny into our own hands. And that's the reason why I ventured into politics. And I have taken politics as my entire occupation right now. Because before joining politics, I was with the Minister of Education at the time. I worked for a few years and then later joined politics. And now I have settled out. So I settled down as a politician because I want to make sure the difference is there. And I'm serving as an example as well for youths that are saying politics is not my way. I cannot do into politics. I cannot dwell into politics. It's the right time for us to put our nose where our future is. And I don't believe where we allow these old people to sit there and decide for us. I think we should be part of the decision table so that those decisions that we think they are relevant to us, they can make difference within our families, in our own selves. We take those decisions. And leadership of Musa Hussein Ali Bachili, it's a leadership of service. It's a leadership of service. It's not a leadership that thinks or preoccupy power. Because power is something that people think when you have it, you can do anything with it. But for him, he has a different view. To say, leadership is not only the power that I have, but I can now convert it from the power I have to the services or leverage the services of the Gambian people. So that at least when you provide service to the people, they honor you. They think you're the best. So that at the end of the day, even if you don't want power, like what happened in Rwanda. You understand? Paul Kagame say, want to step down. People say, no, we don't want you to step down. Because we feel the characters, the leadership qualities you have, none of the Rwandese can give us that. And this is what Hussein Ali Bachili is trying to envision. To say that we as a country, we have a leader that provides services to the Gambian people. So whatever way you hate him, whatever you think is whatever way you characterize him in your imagination, he's still a leader that is ready to service the Gambian people. On behalf of the Gambia Action Party, like you said, it's your last question, and I want to send a message out there for you to mobilize yourselves and mobilize others to ensure 2026 become victorious for us. And whoever feels a political institution or political party that you feel you can support Gambia Action Party one or the other, please come on board. Don't hesitate. Reach out. I am here, and other political party, other executive members are also here. Please reach out. We can come up together. If it's going to be a lead or a led coalition by Gambia Action Party, we also welcome. And the entire public space, political parties, independent candidates, movements like the Taliban Sudan movement, how they call it, movement for change, and any other movement, and even the NATO alliance, they call it, of the APRC faction, all of you come on board.
But you want them banned. You want them banned.
No, yes, I want them banned because of what? Because of the way their leader is meddling into their affairs. But as people of the Fonies, and they have whatever they call themselves. But again, we welcome them because they have vote, and we need their vote. So if they come on board, they will be able to empower us to ensure we succeed the seats of the presidency. Thank you, Peter.
Fantastic. Alhaji M. Bayo, thank you very much. He's the Deputy Leader and Deputy Secretary General of the Gambia Action Party.
Sant Yàlla. Looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Scan to pay moo neex no problem 0% no charges kon yóbbaale ko boy dem. Scan to pay moo neex no problem 0% no charges.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.